Thanks for joining us. I'm Alexandra Lewis.
And I'm Kyle Clark. A disgraced DNA analyst from the Colorado Bureau of Investigation now complicating years' worth of cases.
Prosecutors are assuming she won't be able to take the stand. 9 News reporter Kelly Rinke takes a look at what this investigation means for cases still open in Colorado.
Yeah, Alex and Kyle, CBI says Missy Woods' misconduct is impacting more than 800 cases at this point. It appears many of those cases are closed, but some are still open and they could go to trial. Now those prosecutors are trying to figure out what to do when their star witness may not be able to testify. For more than 40 years, who killed Kay Day in 1979 was a mystery, and then a break in the case. Star DNA analyst at CBI, Missy Woods, helped investigators in Weld County make an arrest. James Dye has been behind bars and waiting for trial since 2021. But now prosecutors' star witness may not be able to testify because Woods is the center of her own criminal investigation.
Prosecutors all over the state would love not to have their juries hear about the problems that Missy Woods is experiencing.
9 News legal analyst Scott Robinson says open cases become tricky. CBI has learned anomalies were found in more than 800 of Woods' cases, including the murder of Kay Day. Because of Woods' credibility issue, other analysts have to retest the evidence. Prosecutors in Weld County hope someone other than Woods can testify about the DNA results from the additional analysis.
Can a substitute analyst either redo the results or testify about the results? And that raises questions under the Confrontation Clause of the United States Constitution.
Court documents show another DNA analyst at CBI reached the same or similar results as Woods after retesting the evidence in Kay Day's murder. Prosecutors have said there's no evidence Woods' misconduct impacted this case. Robinson said cases become even more complicated if there are no longer samples to retest.
The Missy Woods situation creates complicated and convoluted problems for prosecutors and for judges who are going to have to make very significant decisions about the extent to which substitute experts can testify about what a prior, now discredited expert reached as conclusions.
Now, after the investigation into Missy Woods began, some cases where she could have testified never went to trial. We know at least 2 times it appears the scandal encouraged district attorneys to offer plea deals to defendants accused of murder. Kelly Rinke, 9 News.
There are evacuations in Teller County tonight for a fast-moving wildfire. Firefighters say the Highland Lakes fire started this afternoon, and since then the flames have gone through about 90 acres, destroyed 1 home, and are threatening 700 other homes. An evacuation site is set up at Woodland Park Community Church. So far, no injuries reported as a result of this fire. The sheriff's office says the fire was human-caused, but they didn't offer anything more than that.
We saw record heat in Denver today, 82 degrees, but changes are on the way. Mountain snow overnight and a rain-snow mix in Denver Wednesday ahead of a hard freeze. Some areas like Loveland have already seen some flakes falling. Tossing it over to Kathy Sabin, kind of a wild weather week.
Yep, the sun went down tonight, Alex, at 6:01 after a day with a record-tying high 20 degrees above average. That 82-degree reading is a tie of a record that was set back in 2016. And we've cooled off a bit. Yep, we're down to the mid-50s now, some 60s in eastern Colorado. And the leading edge of the storm is pushing into the northwest plateau. So we've got a fair amount of cloud cover coming in on the southwest flow. But southwest winds, dry conditions mean high fire danger tonight and tomorrow ahead of the incoming front. Red flag warnings remain in effect. A high wind watch for eastern Colorado for gusty winds, low humidity. We're starting to see a little bit of rain and snow show up on the radar finally outside of Gunnison, Telluride, and Durango. And there's more moisture coming with a winter weather advisory that's out from Steamboat, Aspen down to Telluride for anywhere from 6 to 12 inches of snow. So this storm will impact you in that it's going to be remarkably colder. We're going to go from the 80s to the 20s Wednesday night under a hard freeze, and we're tracking that heavy mountain snow and perhaps the first snow right here in Denver, the first snow of the season. We'll talk all about it coming up.
The Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help finding a man who robbed a jewelry store in Centennial. Investigators say it happened at Rocky Mountain Jewelry around 4 this afternoon. The Sheriff's Office says this man walked up, threatened an employee, stole some jewelry, and took off. He was last seen near East Arapahoe Road and South Quebec Street. He's considered armed and dangerous. If you recognize him or you see him, call 911.
We now know that the 4 people killed in a weekend crash in Thornton were all members of one family. The crash happened Saturday night at the intersection of Thornton Parkway and Washington Street. It killed Francisco and Beatriz Diaz and their 2 daughters, 15-year-old Paula and 10-year-old Natalie. Police said that the family car rear-ended a truck, pushed into the intersection, then another car T-boned them. Only surviving members of the family are their sons, Adam and Daniel, who are both in their early 20s. They're now trying to figure out how they begin to navigate life without their parents.
She always waits for me to come back, make sure I'm safe. And knowing this time that I'm gonna go out and I get home, she's not gonna be waiting for me.
There's not gonna be a single call asking us where we're at, what are we doing?
The exact cause of that crash is still under investigation. The driver who hit and killed a teenager on his way to school in Highlands Ranch earlier this year has now pleaded guilty. This morning, Ruben Morones appeared in Douglas County District Court, pleaded guilty to careless driving resulting in death. That crash was back in March near Highlands Ranch Parkway and Veniford Ranch Road. Alex Bakavich was riding a one-wheel to school when he was hit. Deputies say he was in a crosswalk and had the walk signal. They believe the driver ran a red light before the crash. After the guilty plea today, Morones will be sentenced January 7th. Colorado's largest school district says some of its schools are going to close, others will merge. Second straight year this has happened.
9 News reporter Rachel Krause joins us. Rachel, DPS has continually said declining enrollment is to blame for this.
They have, and overall enrollment data from Denver Public Schools doesn't necessarily show that decline, but regional data from the district paints a clearer picture of the problem and where DPS expects it's going to get worse.
None of us want to make this decision, but it's something that we have to do to make sure that the district is solid moving forward.
Closing and consolidating schools is awful, but with fewer students, Scott Pribble with Denver Public Schools knows,
and that's part of the issue, is because
cuts are necessary.
We have been seeing for the last several years some declining enrollment.
The state demographer says forecasts predict the number of school-aged kids in Denver will drop steadily between now and 2038. DPS is already seeing that. Declining
birth rates is really what's driving this. You combine that with families who are choosing to move outside of the city because of the cost of living here in the city, it all adds up to the situation that we're in.
Enrollment data from the district doesn't show the severity of the problem. Student numbers have been dropping steadily since 2019. The addition of more than 4,000 new-to-country students last year did help.
But that's not sustainable. We're not seeing the same numbers coming into the city this year.
And in some parts of the district, populations have been plummeting. DPS reports in the past 5 years, enrollment in the Northwest region is down 9%. It's down 7% in the Central region. And over in the Southwest, it's down 19%.
And when you're talking about a school district of about 90,000 people, that's a lot of students that are leaving the district or graduating.
Pribble says that's what's leading the district to these tough talks of school closures, and why they need to happen now.
We're trying to get this nipped in the bud now so that this is not a problem that we face every single year.
Superintendent Dr. Marrero is expected to announce the list of schools impacted during the school board meeting a week from Thursday. Rachel Krause, 9 News.
Quick reminder, you can watch the Nuggets game tomorrow night right here on Channel 20. They'll be on the East Coast playing the Brooklyn Nets. Coverage starts at 5 p.m. here on KTVD. Nuggets tip-off, 5:30.